Hello. So you're struggling to figure out what you're truly passionate about, whether or not you've actually found your passion yet, or maybe you're just, you haven't found your passion yet, and you're looking for ways to experiment and figure out how to actually find that passion that is right for you, whether it's a career path, a hobby, or some people's passion is just something they do on the side, something they do every day. Some people might be, this is just an example, their passion might be coffee. They might drink their coffee in the morning. That's something they're truly passionate about. They experiment with a different type of bean every day, or maybe they even own their own coffee shop. So we're going to be doing a multi-part series just on passion, finding your passion, what finding your passion is like, how to know if you found the right thing for you, hobbies and passions, just everything about finding and pursuing your passion. So in this video, I'm going to try and guide you through some actionable steps to discovering your passion. And by the end, hopefully, you'll just have a clearer sense of direction towards pursuing or finding your passion. That word is going to be used a lot today. If you're a returning viewer, we have some new additions. I'm getting a black tablecloth just to make it look a little bit cleaner with the background. But we have, from a previous video, Matt's creation here, and then a Hobby Solver mug. So first section is just going to be busting the myth of instant passion. Passion isn't something that just arrives. It isn't something you just wake up one day and find, unless you have some sort of revelation of some sort. But passion is something you discover over time by trying so many things, by experimenting, by exploring, and facing the trials of life. Let's go to the whiteboard just for a little visual example for the visual learners out there. So like I mentioned, passion isn't something you find overnight, but most people kind of fall in the area of here. So no idea. Most people fall somewhere along the middle line here. And they really don't know what their passion truly is, but they kind of have an idea of what they're interested in, what sort of intellectual topics or skills they have, and they're slowly figuring out what their passion is. Some people never figure out what their passion actually is, even throughout their whole life, but hopefully through videos like this, you can be inspired to actually take action and push from here to there. So if you're trying to figure out what your passion is, what you want to do with your life, maybe if you're older, you're just searching for your next path, what to do now that maybe you've retired, or you feel like you never really got your passion or found your passion when you were younger, or if you're a younger individual watching this, let's talk about just the first step of finding your passion, which is just curiosity. When we're children, we have this, what we like to say, the childlike curiosity. And oftentimes, for some reason, when we get older, we lose that sense of why is that? Why does that do that? Who is that? Why do we build something like that? Just asking those questions that seem really out there, seem pointless, but really they're the way that we solve problems in the world, the way that we find problems is by asking all those childlike questions. So when you're looking for your passion, you want to start with curiosity. Try and tap into that childlike curiosity that you used to have. Think of what naturally grabs your attention. When you're walking down the street, what do you get distracted by? What sort of questions do you ask? What do you find yourself Googling, watching, or just talking about when you're bored or thinking about? Let's go to the whiteboard. So the starting point of figuring out what your passion is curiosity. So curiosity is the starting point. Ask questions, and you have to figure out what brings you joy. What sort of skills do you have? Figure out what makes me lose track of time. What sort of work, what sort of hobbies can you get that flow state from, where you lose track of time and you're just focused on it, and it brings out a sincere feeling within you, something that can't be really explained, but something that is passion. So after you've delved into your childlike curiosity, the curiosity that we often lose when we get older. I love talking about this topic, but I wish that a lot of us kept that curiosity as we age and mature. But now that you've delved into this curiosity, now it's time for action. You want to not just seek inspiration, but also action. Action breeds clarity. Instead of just waiting for a revelation of sorts after you've asked those questions, go and take action and try different things. Try new things. This is ultimately the core of finding out what you like, what your passion is just go on an adventure, try new things, explore new intellectual topics, explore new skills, whether it's hobbies, etc. That's why Hobby Solver is a thing. I believe that hobbies are a way for us to really figure out what brings us true joy, what sort of skills, whether it's more on the art side, like painting, drawing, woodworking, more creative hobbies, or physical hobbies like weightlifting, yoga, or running, hiking. I like the physical hobbies. They improve my mental health, reduce my stress, and give me a sense of clarity. But when you're taking action, just go sign up for a class, start that new hobby, start that new thing you're curious about, or even just go volunteer in your community or the areas that interest you. The more you do, the more perspectives you receive, and the more, what's the word I'm looking for? The broader the image you have of yourself. Let's go to the whiteboard. So it's really important once you've asked those questions, trying to figure out what your passion is just to don't wait for revelation. Don't wait for true inspiration. Action over overthinking. Don't think about it too much. Just take action. And if you pursue something that isn't right for you, you can always start again. That's the process of trying new things, adventuring, and discovering what truly brings out the most in you. You can set some goals even. You can try 3 new things every month. Gosh. This is just a standard goal example. Try 3 new things every month until you find that one thing that you want to pursue. So like I mentioned earlier, we're going to be doing a series on passion, just trying to help you figure out what you want to do, whether it's a new hobby, new career, or anything you're really passionate about that you can strive towards, which gives you a sense of purpose, especially for retired individuals. There's this statistic out there that people who retire earlier end up passing earlier, but the reason they pass earlier is because they lose something to work towards if they don't have a hobby or a next journey in their life. But let's move on to the next section now. Look at your past for clues when you're trying to figure out what your passion is. Your past experiences can offer huge clues about what truly brings you joy and what brings those feelings out in you, what improves your mental health. What did you love doing as a kid? What have you enjoyed in previous jobs or projects? Anything from your past. You can find a lot in the experiences you've had in your past life. That's why a lot of the times I recommend with your hobbies is you keep a progress journal of sorts. This helps get you past plateaus because you can figure out what can you tweak to push past that. And you can also just learn a lot from where you came from to where you are now. Let's go to the whiteboard. So I often emphasize when we're pursuing a new hobby, or in this case, when we're talking about passion, when we're trying anything new, is trying to find the right thing for you. You want to look into the past. You're in the present now. You want to dive into the past. Let's say when you were younger, you loved drawing. You love drawing either little people, you love drawing landscapes. Think of this as an example. If you love drawing, you could try, let's say you wanted to try graphic design as a career. In this case, when you're trying to figure out your passion, since you loved drawing when you were a kid, try graphic design for a month. See if you like it. Since you had those past interests and you might still be slightly interested, this could be something that ends up being your passion. So sometimes when you're pursuing your passion, you figure out that your passion is kind of a combination of your interests, a few different hobbies together, or a few of your skills combined together. Think about how you merge different skills and hobbies that make something uniquely yours, your life. This is really ultimately what your life is built upon. It's all the different activities, all the relationships you have, and that's what makes you unique. Also, you yourself are always unique. But let's go to the whiteboard just for a visual example of what I'm trying to get at here. So sometimes if you're a little older, you already have some skills, but you feel like you haven't found your passion yet, you can take a mix of all the different skills and interests you have and make something out of it. For example, do a classic Venn diagram. Let's say you love photography and writing. Like myself, I love writing. So you like those two things. How can you combine them to find some sort of passion? In this case, you could say, you create a blog out of this. Make blogs about your photography, including images of what you've taken pictures of, what you're getting out of photography, and you can use your writing skills and your love of writing to express yourself, express the feelings or the events that took place while you were taking those pictures. So obviously the biggest hurdle when we're pursuing anything new is fear. Fear of judgment, fear of failure, fear of success, fear of all sorts. They are the thing that eats away at our brain when we're wanting to pursue anything, when we're wanting to dive right in. It's the fear, the phobia of looking down when you're at the top of the diving board. A lot of people don't pursue their passions because they're mostly afraid of what others will think, the fear of judgment specifically. What will they think if they pursue this and they have failures? That first failure will always be the most impactful on the person or individual pursuing their passion, because they won't really have gotten used to what it's like to fail in that pursuit of life. But here's the thing, when you're pursuing your passion, you have to pursue what lights you up. And you have to realize what lights you up is more important than what others think of you. If you want to pursue art, but your friends and family are telling you not to pursue art because there's not enough money or there's not enough opportunities out there. You have to figure out if it truly lights you up. You shouldn't back down just because people are making these, just because people have their opinions on whatever you're pursuing. But let's go to the whiteboard just to expand on this. So when we're pursuing new things, our number one enemy is fear. Fear is the thing that causes us to stop, but it's up to us. I'm not talking about fear in the sense of you're being chased by a bear in the wild, in the backcountry of Algonquin Park, Canada. I'm talking about fear when you're pursuing a new hobby, when you're going to meet a new person you're doing business with, fear of taking a sales call, fear of presenting in front of your class. Our job is to negate that fear and make it not stop us. It's all those questions in our mind that create this fear. What if this happens? But oftentimes these questions lead to nothing and simply just stop us for no reason. So this was the first video in the series on passion we're going to be doing, finding your passion. What is passion? This was just a general overview on what you should do to find your passion, some of the steps you should take, and just talking about how finding your passion is about curiosity, action, and just combining what you already have, looking into the past. What were you interested in then, and what are you interested in now? And most importantly, don't wait for a revelation. Don't wait for a specific time. Don't wait until you have a certain amount of money. The best thing to do is just start as soon as possible. Start today. Try and find what truly brings you joy, what your passion is. So just remember, out of today, think about curiosity, action, past clues, and the potential for combining the skills you have now to create something you're passionate about. Let me know, what's one thing you're curious about right now? Are you currently pursuing your passion? If you're younger, just let me know in the comments what your questions are. What's one thing you'd like to pursue, but you've never actually pursued it? Oh, and don't forget, if you're trying to find a new hobby or you want to learn more about the hobbies you currently have, go check out Hobby Silver Launchpad. It's our e-learning platform where you can connect with our mentors for one-on-one virtual sessions. You can learn from somebody who's experienced, who has many years of experience, and you can really just create a one-on-one connection with them and learn from them. We also have free hobby guides on our website. And if you like this video, if you could like, subscribe, and I'll see you next week.